So most Betfair football traders avoid the correct score market because it feels like pure chaos and it feels like it's hard to predict. But in this video, I'm going to show you a futuristic way to trade correct scores, one that removes that chaos, cuts through the randomness, and just gives you a clear structure that's going to help you to succeed on the correct score market. And once you see this system, correct score trading is never going to feel random ever again. Go grab a nice cold beer or a martini and let's get into it. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The correct score market, it can be one of the most brutal markets to trade on the betting exchange. Most newbies who attempt correct score trading, they get absolutely destroyed when they try the correct score market, especially those who watch a few videos, think they know what they're doing, and then just dive right into the markets. But the truth is, look, when you're trading the correct score market, especially, you're going to need every advantage that you can get. And so in this video, we're going to be showing you the AI plus XG stack system. And this is going to make trading correct scores a lot easier, a lot more simple. It's going to cut through the randomness, okay? So what is this? What is the AI plus XG stack system? Oh, it sounds complicated. It's not really. AI is our entry intelligence. We're going to use AI to enter the market. It's going to tell us our opening trade. And then we're going to use XG to manage that trade and show us the direction that we're going to be going in. Let me try and give you a visualization of this. We use AI to enter the market. We use AI to give us our opening trade, whether it's on the correct score market, whether it's on the match odds market or the goal markets. We're going to be using AI to do all that research for us. We don't need to do the research ourselves anymore. We can use AI to do it. And then once we've got that, we open the trade. And then once we're in the market, we're going to use XG to guide us. We're going to use the live XG, the momentum, the pressure, the shots on target, etc. Okay. So AI to enter the trade, XG to guide the trade. AI will get you into the trade. XG is what keeps you safe. And then it's the price movement that is going to pay us out as football traders. Let me try and simplify it even more. AI tells us when to enter the trade. XG tells us whether we're still right. Okay. And I think this slide that we're looking at right now, this really helps to make it all click and to make it make sense for us. AI tells us where to enter the trade and XG is going to tell us whether we're still right, okay? Because we're going to enter the trade with one particular belief, which is going to be based on data. Now, when the match begins or when the second half begins or whatever, that is when we've got to see if this match is sticking to our original belief and whether we are still right, whether we still have an edge. If the XG starts to guide us in a different direction, we can obviously pivot and we can adapt our trade as and when needed. So just think about it like that. We use AI to enter the market. We use XG to guide us in the market. And so we're going to get into some real life trading demonstrations of this one. We're going to show you how to use it on the correct score market. And we're going to be using this AI. This is the Football Trading Genie, a football trading assistant, which is designed to analyze and crunch every market for you, including the correct score market. It's fully trained on football trading. It has every football trading strategy known to mankind in its knowledge base. It's a lot smarter than you and I. And within seconds, it will look at the match and it's going to suggest the optimal strategy to use. And as said, it's going to give us our opening strategy into the market. This is how we're going to enter the market using the AI. We're then going to use the XG to guide us. Anyway, let's get into some real life trading demonstrations of this, because once you see the trades, you're going to start to understand it even more. So let's get into that right now. But if you do enjoy the video and you do enjoy this subject, it's very important for you to click the like button to support the channel and to make sure that you get more videos just like this in the future. The YouTube algorithm will deliver more as long as you click the like button. So anyway, let's dive into it right now. The AI plus XG stack. We're going to enter the market with AI. We're going to trade using the XG. Let's go. So we've got Wolfsburg against St Pauli here from the Bundesliga. We're going to trade the correct score market. So we've plug this match into the football trading Genie and press the correct score setup. So we've got some interesting thoughts here. But the target score formula is going to be the 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 with a 1-1 and 0-1 plan B in favour of St Pauli. So not exactly expecting a wild one. So anyway, let me show you here. We have set this up on the correct score market. We've gone for a Dutch of these scores. So yeah, in effect, it is kind of anticipating it's going to be a low scoring match. Let's see what the over and unders say. So yeah, the unders is being favoured anyway. So yeah, hopefully the Genie's going to be right on this one. Anyway, it's going to be interesting. We'll be trading this one. Give you more updates in play. Half time in this one, it's Wolfsburg 1, St Pauli 1. So with 2 goals in the first half, that's probably not quite ideal for our forecast of a low scoring match. This is how the match odds market looks. More importantly, this is how the correct score market looks. So currently in a red situation, but we're on a green score. So we're on a 1-1. We do have 1-1, and then we do have 2-1. We're up against it because we've lost 2-0. We've lost 1-0 and we've lost the 0-1. So we are really up against it, and it really is. You don't have to ask the big question right now. Do we exit early? So anyway, let's take a look at the data and plugged in these XG numbers. So current projected match result, home win in favour of Wolfsburg. Total goals overdue is 1. And that goal is overdue to Wolfsburg. So the expected correct score should actually be 2-1. So with this in mind, and the fact that we do have green on the 2-1, we will look to put this down to 0 on the 1-1. So we'll just put that in the market. And we'll try and aim to land on that 2-1 during the second half. So let's show you the revised position. 1-1 is now down to 0. If this match finishes 1-1, we'll break even. On the 2-1, we've got more green, which is good news, and that's obviously where we're expecting to go next, according to the data. So if it does, then we'll trade from there, and depending on the time of the match is going to depend on what we can do at that particular chance, at that particular opportunity. The only problem is a 2-1 to St Pauli. If it goes to 2-1 to them, then that's it. The trade is dead. But the good news is we've lowered down the risk on this, so we're not going to be losing our full stake or anything like that. So anyway, it's a calculated risk. Let's see what happens. 1-1 at half time. We're at the 70-minute mark in this one. It's still Wolfsburg 1, St Pauli 1, so nothing has changed there. Just having a look at the data, it's still heavily in favour of Wolfsburg. As we know, the goal is overdue. It's overdue to Wolfsburg. The current projected match result's still on the draw, but with a goal overdue. Now keep in mind, we went down to 0 on the 1-1, so there's nothing really stopping us from... Remember, we entered with a £100 risk, so there's nothing stopping us from going in now. Putting that £100 risk on the 1-1, okay? Because we are expecting a goal. A goal is overdue. We're suspecting it's going to be to Wolfsburg, but if it does go to St Pauli, then obviously staring down the barrel of the loss. But what we can see from the data is that we're more likely to get a goal than not. So we may as well put some green on the side of St Pauli, put more green on the side of the expected score, which is the 2-1 to Wolfsburg, and then if there is no further goals, we'll just we'll take it on the chin if that's what happens there. So we're moving the risk around, and we're obviously making a calculated decision in order to do that. So let's see if it pays off. It's Wolfsburg 1, St Pauli 1. We would like a goal. Let's see what happens. 88 minutes on the clock. We've got the goal. Wolfsburg just taken the lead. That now puts us on that 2-1 with the 2-2-2. It would be now time to exit and collect the profits. Very, very late on. Market's going to be jumping around all over the place. So, yeah, let's get that done and locked in. And just do that again. Okay, so that is all now green. And obviously you saw how that trade played out. You saw obviously the football trading Genie gave us the target score formula. Was it obviously 2-1 was one of the scores. When it was 1-1 at half time, well, it was a little bit tricky. It felt like maybe the match was going to run away with us. However, obviously it's evened out in the second half and we've landed on the 2-1. But you saw how it played out initially. We went down to 0 on the 1-1 at half time.
But then we made a decision to pretty much do a delayed lay of laying that 1-1, putting all our liability on the 1-1 because the data was just driving us there towards this 2-1 score. So we've got 181 locked in, and let me show you how the XG looks on this one. So I've updated the numbers. Now let's update the correct score. Obviously everything was flashing green, but we put the score there. That's it. That's the market correction we were looking for, okay? When it was 1-1, remember, the expected correct score was a 2-1. We're on the 2-1. We're expecting another goal to Wolfsburg. We're expecting a home win. We're there right now, so there isn't much more to do, okay? So that trade has played out pretty much textbook, okay? So anyway, we will move on, okay? I think market's gone suspended. Red card? No, I don't know. Anyway, we're out of this one. Wolfsburg 2, St Pauli 1. So we're going to trade the correct score market on this match with Chelsea against Arsenal. And so we are plugging this in to the football trading Genie. We're going to click on the correct score trading and see the target score formula that it's going to give us. And let's take a look and see what it's going to generate. And so here we are. So 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, 1-1 and 2-2. So in favour of Arsenal with some plan B on a 1-1 and a 2-2 sort of situation. So keep in mind, remember, we're trading these scores. We're not aiming for the match to end on these scores. So anyway, let's get set up. And this is how it looks on the correct score market. Now we're all set up. As said, 0-1, 0-2, 1-1, 1-2 and 2-2. So everything's all set up and we're dutching those scores. Let's see how it goes in play. Just gone half time. It's Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1 at half time. This is the price here on Arsenal as expected. And so if we look at how the correct score market looks, it's looking positive for us. We could actually just collect a profit right now, £37 on this one, and it's pretty tempting. But let's have a look at the data. So we can see after plugging in these XG numbers, we're right where we should be. It feels 0-0. We'll be expecting a goal. Expected match result currently a draw, so we could be looking potentially at Chelsea getting back into this. So anyway, we got a few options. Obviously taking a profit is one, letting it run is another, but I do see at least another goal in this one. So I do believe what we'll do is we will put this down to 0. We'll put the 0-1 down to 0. What that does, it will increase the green on the next possible scores, which are 1-1 and 0-2 to Arsenal. It's also going to lower our overall exposure in the trade should it suddenly go goal crazy, which can happen in some matches. So anyway, we'll stick with that and we'll see what the second goal of the match does for us, and we'll assess at that point. Keeping in mind, if there are no further goals, as it stands, it'll just be a break even for us. So anyway, let's see what happens. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. 50 minutes on the clock. Arsenal have just doubled the lead. It is now Chelsea 0, Arsenal 2. Bit of a nightmare for Chelsea with the goals they conceded in this one. So you might notice that second goal for Arsenal is actually, been a bit of a blow to our position. We were in a better position before when it was 1-0 to Arsenal. Main reason for that is because we're on the 2-0, but we don't have the 3-0 covered, and it's obviously still fairly early in the match, and the markets are anticipating that there's going to be more goals. So obviously, look, some of your options we could just get out now and take whatever it is that we have. But also, I mean, remember from what we saw, Arsenal outperforming their XG a little bit in this one. So I will be prepared to just go to 0 on the 0-2, okay? And by doing that, yeah, we'll break even if it finishes 2-0 to Arsenal, but we're kind of expecting that Chelsea will get on the score sheet in this one. So we'll do that, because then that puts us in a nice profitable position on a 2-1, maybe even a 2-2. If it remains 2-0, we break even. If Arsenal do score again, which is obviously what we're kind of betting against here, we'll take a loss, but it's a much smaller loss. It's not exactly like we're losing our full stake, so it's a £30 loss. So those are our scenarios as it stands. Okay, Arsenal are winning 2-0, slightly outperforming their XG. Let's see if Chelsea can get back into it. 59 minutes on the clock. We did say that Arsenal were outperforming their XG. The match has corrected slightly, and we're back to a 1-goal gap. It puts us on the 2-1. Now, anyway, look, we've got one more target score after this. There's half an hour left to play. So we're just going to collect the profit on this, because another Arsenal goal. We don't have any scores covered after that, and it's just going to make life difficult for ourselves. So this can often play out like this when you're trading the correct score market. If you get all these goals too early, that can actually work against you. So obviously 2-1 by 56 minutes is hugely different when it's 2-1 at 86 minutes when you're trading the correct score market. But anyway, look, we still made a profit, so let's just get this locked in. And of course, depending on how you want to trade, you could still go in backing other scores if you still wanted to get involved on that 2-2, for example. Okay, you've still got options. But anyway, we will be exiting. But anyway, you saw how this trade played out. Obviously, the football trade in Genie, it's given us the target scores in favour of Arsenal, kind of expecting a low scoring Arsenal win. 2-1 by 60 minutes, bit of a surprise. But anyway, we had to trade off the 0-1 at half time. We traded off the 0-2 when Arsenal went 2-0 up. And we were in a position another Arsenal goal would have killed us, but we were anticipating Chelsea were going to at least get one goal in this one, and they have. So look, everything has played out exactly how I was anticipating it. We're going to exit because our position was not so strong with only one target score left. So anyway, we're out. Looks like a good game. Be interesting to see how it finishes, but we're done. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 2.
So hopefully this is making a lot more sense now. As you've seen in these clips so far, we're using the AI to give us our entry point into the trade. We're going to open the trade. Then we use XG to guide us. The AI gives us the entry. The XG tells us whether we're still right. If we're still right, then everything's going to plan. If we're not right and it's going in a different direction, then we can pivot as traders or we can exit. So when it's going right, that's when we can scale. When it's pretty much bang on where it's meant to be, we can just hold the trade. But when it's not going to plan, we can also exit. So hopefully this is making a lot more sense, and we're pretty much outsourcing our decision making to the robots, who are obviously a lot smarter than you or I. But anyway, as you can see in the videos, we're using the football trade in Genie. This is your own AI powered football trading assistant. If you want to get a demo of it, if you want to try and get your hands on it, there are links in the description of this video. It's a great bit of kit, as you can absolutely see. It's absolutely priceless as a time saver. So yeah, if you want to see more about it, the link is in the description, or you can just scan the QR code that is on the screen right now. If you're watching on a TV or it's just easier, then scan the QR code and you can fiddle around on your phone and check it out, okay? And that would be to get a demo of this, or maybe get your hands on it if it's currently available. So as I said, click the links in the description, or just scan the QR code that's on the screen. Anyway, we got more real life trading demonstrations, and we're sticking to this system, okay? It's AI to enter the market, XG to guide us and show us if we're still right or not. Let's get into it.
So we're going to be trading MK Dons against Oxford United. This is from the FA Cup, so it's a pretty tricky one to call. Anyway, we've run it through the football trade in Genie, and we've got the scores to go for, which is quite interesting because Oxford are the favourites. However, we're actually looking at going for MK Dons according to this one, so we're going to favour MK Dons. So let's get set up. And so as you can see, we've got everything in the market here. 1-0, 1-1, 2-0, 2-1 in favour of MK Dons, the underdog. And yeah, 1-0 and the 1-1 is like the plan B in favour of Oxford, which is the favourite. So let's just double check that. So it's quite interesting. It's quite an interesting call. Let's see if it pays off. MK Dons against Oxford from the FA Cup. It's half time here. It's MK Dons 1, Oxford United 0. So do remember, Oxford United were the favourites for this one. The football trading Genie said to favour the MK Dons. So this is looking good so far. Now, if we look at the current market, look, you could take £43 and walk away. We're going to try and push further. We're in a good position on this one. However, we don't have 3-0 covered to MK Dons. We do have the 1-1 and the 2-1. So we've got to tread carefully, and let me just look at the XG. Plugged in the numbers on this one. So we've got a goal overdue. So this 1-0 to MK Dons as it stands at half-time. Most likely, according to this, there's going to be further goals, at least one as a minimum. So we've got to keep that in mind. And so we will lay off the 1-0 down to 0. It's going to put more green on the other scores, and it will lower our overall liability. So we should, or could, potentially be in a better situation should that second goal arrive. Okay, we want to always look to improve our situation as the goals go in. The only real threat to this, a quick early goal in the early stages of the second half, not ideal because we don't have a 3-0. So if it goes 2-0 to MK Dons early in the second half, that's not our most ideal scenario. But anyway, let's see what happens. This is so far so good. It's MK Dons 1, Oxford United 0. 55 minutes, just had a goal. MK Dons 1, Oxford United 1. So the pre-match favourite has now levelled this. We're on a 1-1. We've got green on that. We've got green on 2-1 to MK Dons also. So let me just head over to this. I've updated the XG. We update... Whoops, that's not the right score. So we update the correct score. Now, no goals overdue. We're still expecting an MK Dons home win, though. So, anyway, let me show you what we can do. We've got £66 worth of liability. We could just lay this off. Okay, so we lay it off. We lay off all our risk that is on the trade. And just to show you, we could take that profit also. That's there. The £48 and to call it a day. But I'm going to try and go for the data-driven approach on this one. And we're going to leave 219 worth of green on the 2-1 to MK Dons. Okay, so current scenarios, it remains 1-1. We land the £29 of profit. MK Dons take the lead. We could potentially increase that profit. The worst case scenario is Oxford taking the lead. And then that would obviously kill everything, but we would be break even. So break even's not always the worst thing. Anyway, let's see what happens. It's going to be curious to see what happens next. It's MK Dons 1, Oxford United 1. Who's going to get that next goal? So fast approaching the 70th minute in this one. It's still MK Dons 1, Oxford 1. So MK Dons haven't regained the lead in the meantime. But anyway, look, it could obviously be Oxford who nicked this late on. It could just be the one goal in this. So we want to do something just in case Oxford do take the lead. So we've got £29 worth of green on the 1-1. We can take that green, put it on the 2-1 to Oxford. And then we've got some green on that one, and we've got much bigger green. We've got 121 worth of green on the 2-1 to Oxford, as you can see. And we've still got 190 worth of green on the MK Dons, okay? And we're still just break even if it remains 1-1. So it's effectively a free bet on a later draw, on a later draw, rather. So anyway, 1-1, 68 minutes. Let's see what happens. MK Dons 1, Oxford 1. So we're in the very late stages of this one, and it has remained MK Dons 1, Oxford 1, which is a little bit surprising considering that Oxford goal was at 51 minutes. Lots of time left on the clock for there to be another goal. And we did position ourselves very nicely if anyone scored. If it was MK Dons, if it was Oxford, you saw how we shifted things around in anticipation of another goal. However, it hasn't transpired, but the good news is going to end up being break even. That's the beauty of the correct score market. When you're trading the correct score market, you can put yourselves in positions like this. We were just patiently waiting for a goal. It hasn't arrived. Just break even on this one. There will be a lot of break even trades on the correct score market. So anyway, we're out on this one. It's MK Dons 1, Oxford 1. It looks like it's going to be the final score. We're going to be trading Monaco versus Lorient from the French League, and we're going to trade the correct score market. So we can see Monaco are a strong favourite here, but we're going to go to the football trading Genie to see what scores we should be covering in this one. So let's take a look at this. We've just pressed the prompt. It's going to crunch all the recent statistics and form. And it's coming up with this target score formula in favour of Monaco. 2-1, 3-1, 2-0, and then the 1-1 and 2-2 as our plan B. So anyway, let's get set up. So I put all of those into the market, as you can see, and we've gone for a Dutch. We've Dutched these scores, so we've got 1, 3, 4 of green across these scores. And just keep in mind, for anyone that's new, we are trading this market. It's not a bet and just hoping we land on one of these scores. We're trading the match as it develops and as the goals go in. If you're not quite sure what that is, then hey, strap yourself in. It's going to be an interesting clip. Monaco versus Lorient just about to kick off. So it's half time. It's Monaco 0, Lorient 0, and that's quite interesting. You would have thought we'd have at least one goal in this one so far. But anyway, still got all our target scores still alive because it is still 0-0. Anyway, let's take a look at the data. And looking at the XG on this one, we're overdue a goal. We're just not quite sure who it would be to. Okay, so that is, with Monaco being such a strong favourite in this one, you would assume that we should be looking or expecting a goal to Monaco, but looks like Lorient are putting up a bit of a fight in this one. So anyway, with all this taken into account, we have to be quite aggressive, I do believe, to go against this 0-0. We don't have any green on a 1-0 or a 0-1, so we've got to start to, yeah, I think we've got to start to be aggressive on this one. Now, it's 6.6 to lay off this 0-0. We don't necessarily have to take that. You could just put an order into the market at lower odds, which we'll do here. So we'll put an order in at 4. That'll put us up to the maximum, our maximum liability for this trade. And once that is taken, after that, a goal is going to lower our overall liability on further scores, and it's going to increase the green a little bit more. If there is a goal in the meantime, we will reassess. So anyway, that's all set. It's in the market in order to lay the 0-0 and go maximum liability when that price hits 4. We'll give you more updates during the second half. 70 minutes on the clock. We finally got the breakthrough in this one, and we did say at half time that Monaco not really performing great, and Lorient is the team that's actually taken the lead in this one. So just taking a look at the data here and plugged in the XG numbers. So yeah, it's still expected to be low scoring. No goals are overdue. It was on the 0-0, and we had a goal overdue, as we know, and then obviously Lorient have got it. Still looking at that current projected match result of being a draw. So we're going to be aggressive. We're going to go fully against this 1-0. We're going to go full liability again. Okay, full liability again if I can. Let's just adjust that, and then even if Lorient score the next goal, that will put us all green. But ideally, if we can get onto the 1-1, and that was one of our target scores, then everything is all good. So it puts us in a situation now where we are just looking for a goal either way, and we'll be pretty happy. If it is Lorient 2-0 up, we'll make a small profit. But if we do get on that target score of the 1-1, then we really are in business. We've also got 2-1 there also. So anyway, that's the move. It's Monaco 0, Lorient 1 on 71 minutes. 75 minutes on the clock. Monaco have equalised. That is very, very good news for us. Puts us on the 1-1 score. As you can see, we do have 255 worth of green on that 1-1 score. So we're going to lay it off. Remember, 2-1, one of our target scores. So let's just... well, can't quite lay it off there. Let me just move this up just to get this in so we can see the situation. So remember, our target scores covered this 1-1 scenario, also covered the 2-1 to Monaco scenario, and also covered the 2-2. So as it stands, we're laying off the green on the 1-1, which gives us 145 on the 1-1. We've also still got green on the 1-2. Which wasn't one of our target scores, but we've got bigger green if it can go to 2-1 to Monaco, or even 2-2 later on. But if it can go to 2-1 to Monaco, we should be able to increase our profits on this one. So anyway, as it stands, in fact, we might even just lay off a little bit more just to try and even this up a bit. Or we're not necessarily even it up, but to put us in a position where another goal will improve our profits. So if Lorient do score and it goes 2-1 to Lorient, then that will improve our situation a little bit. But ideally, we want to get on that target score of the 2-1. So as it stands, 1-1, £124 sits on that. 1-2, 141, and then the 2-1, we've got 375. So we're going to make a profit on this match. It's just a matter of how much. Let's see what happens next. We've had a third goal in this one. It's gone to Lorient. How very annoying that was. Heard the goal notification, and well, as it stands, could be another goal flying in right now. So anyway, goal's gone in. Goal's gone to Lorient. There could be another goal. There could be another goal. And from what I can get a little glimpse of, I think it's just gone 3-1 to Lorient. Anyway. Yeah, it has just gone 3-1 to Lorient. So anyway, well, that pretty much seals our trade, doesn't it? Okay, because I was going to say, we're on the 2-1. We still got 2-2. And I was about to lay off that 2-1. But obviously, trying to record this clip took a little bit longer than expected. But either way, I mean, those goals were very, very quick. Wasn't much time between those, was it? So 85 minutes and then 87 minutes. So that pretty much seals the trade for us. We're now obviously on a non-target scoreline. But the good news is we're still collecting a very nice profit on this one of £141. So if anything, it is a good example of how you can enter a correct score trade, pick out your target scores, get it completely wrong, and still profit. Okay, this is wildly wrong from where we initially forecast the match, or where the Football Trading Genie initially forecast the match. So anyway, we are on the score of Monaco 1, Lorient 3, not one of our target score lines, but we're still going to collect a profit of £141. So that is it. We're out of this trade. It's probably not the final score. There might still be more goals, but we're done with this trade. It's Monaco 1, Lorient 3.
So as you can see, we use AI to enter the trade. We use AI to do all the research for us to enter the trade, and we trust in the AI to do that. And then once we're in the markets, we're going to use the XG to guide us and to help us with our decision making, even on matches that we're not even watching. So it's quite simple, and hopefully this video has helped you to understand that. Now, if you want to get started with implementing AI into your football trading, then we were using the Football Trading Genie, which is your own AI-powered football trading assistant. And it's not just for the correct score market, it's for every market. So as said, look, and as you can see, it's a great bit of kit. It's absolutely priceless as a time saver, and it will give you your opening trades into the market, do all that research for you. So anyway, if you want to see more about it, or get a demo of it, click the link in the description of this video to learn more, or scan the QR code that is on the screen if you haven't scanned it already. And that should give you all the information that you need about learning more about the Football Trading Genie, or getting your hands on the Football Trading Genie and starting to trade football using AI. As we know, trading football with AI, it might be new to us right now, but it's going to be the absolute norm in the future. The sooner you get started, the better, really. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. Do we have more? Yeah, there should be a video on the screen right now, which is apparently one you need to watch. So I strongly suggest you click on that video, go grab another nice cold beer, and I'll see you in the next video.